and 101.1 FM. I'm assuming Miss Kelly Fox will join us here at some point, Tim Bash, but one never knows, does one?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Tim Bash from ICTC with us this morning, Indiana County Technology Center. Teach carpentry.
Yes, sir.
And you have a very, 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 very busy time coming up, don't you?
We sure do.
Yeah.
We sure do. This spring comes on us. The students are getting anxious about school, of course, ending, but we got a lot of work to do ahead of us. A NOCTI test is being prepared for. That's a assessment test for them, and not only in their written skills, but also their hands-on skills. And then, of course, we got the home builders, which is an exciting time for us. Students are able to visit the vendors, see the different vendors, also visit some contractors, maybe some potential candidates to go and work for.
Yeah. Do they actually go there with that intent to, maybe hook up with somebody and find a job?
We actually try to promote that. We also have a career interview time here in May where those same contractors can come into the school and set up an interview with them. And a lot of times we prepare them with their resume and everything so that they can really be a potential candidate.
Let's go back to the NOCTI testing, because that has always fascinated me, that somebody can take their testing and actually get certified to go right from school into the workforce with a certification that is really going to boost their chances of getting a really good job.
That's correct. A lot of the schools and in the state of Pennsylvania, we have articulation agreements where they are able now to use that as a credit to go into those schools. But also there's a lot of apprenticeship programs being developed, either locally or with Carpenters Union and other unions. And so it gives them a great opportunity to step into that field, having those skills and being prepared for that.
We're talking with Tim Bash, teaches carpentry at ICTC. Gosh, we ought to just put you to work on with all of the different construction that's going to be going on in that campus. Just get you working on that.
That's exciting, too, because there's some alterations, renovations, additions going on our campus, and so it'll be nice that we're right there, that we can hopefully, with the permission of the contractors and people that we can visit those and actually get a hands-on experience.
Yeah, the masonry people as well.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about carpentry as a whole, as it's taught at ICTC, because you see the signs and read the ads that we're looking for a rough carpenter, we're looking for a finish carpenter. What are the different things that they're going to learn as a student coming into the carpentry program at ICTC?
Generally, our program is designed that we start from the foundation of the building, and we work our way through all the rough construction, what we call the rough construction, the floor joists and the walls and the construction of the walls. And then as they go farther than that, we then move over into a little trim windows and doors, setting windows and doors and stuff like that. So it's really a progression from the very beginning of the building through the end of it, we might say. Our modular home project has sort of got a little stall, but we often will make that modular home, and that's actually a viable home that they have, that the people that support it can actually pull it off site, go set it up somewhere. So hopefully they get that experience all the way through. Then the students are able to refine. I found that some students, no matter what trade, they like the rough stuff, or this one might like the trim stuff. I like that. Or this one might, believe it or not, like the finished drywall. So they get to refine that a little bit.
Believe it or not, I know what you mean, because that can sometimes be some of the less pleasant of the work aspects. Kelly Fox coming into the studio to join us now as well from IC. What did you bring?
Isn't this beautiful?
Jeez.
It's all about the cake. It's all about the cake.
Oh, man.
So this is for you and all of your
No
radio
kidding.
friends. Compliments of culinary arts. I wish we were on TV rather than on radio.
Oh, Josh, get up here.
This
You
is
gotta get
a
picture of
chocolate peanut butter cake made especially for you from the ICTC Culinary Arts. So good morning, Todd.
This.
Good morning, Tim.
Tim didn't bring me a thing. You know, he could have brought me a two
information.
before.
I was just worried he was stealing my job. He was doing such a great interview with you and talking about carpentry at the ICTC and all of the nice things we have going on between now and the end of the school year.
I just so wish you hadn't said into all of your colleagues here at the radio station.
Well, Todd, that's your own moral dilemma. You can decide to share or not to share. That will be the question of the day.
This is something else. If Josh doesn't make it up here, I'm going to take this cover off and I'll just take a picture of it that we can post.
That'd be great. Isn't that a nice label, too, made by our graphics program?
You got it all.
Yeah.
You got it all. Is there anything hidden inside the cake?
No, babies, no.
I don't know if there was framework that Tim and his boys came up with. And they just
yeah, it looks like a cake, but on the inside, it's just all toothpicks.
Well, this isn't jail, so I know there's no file baked inside of that thing.
Right.
But that's wonderful. Thanks to the folks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll let them know that you really appreciate that.
Oh, I do. You know, Tim was just talking to us about carpentry at ICTC and NOCTI testing and all of that.
I heard.
That's pretty important stuff, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is, and not just for carpentry, but for students all across the ICTC. And it's really what our seniors strive for. Many of them have watched grade 10, grade 11, what the seniors before them have gone through, and they hear us talking about the benefits that NOCTI provides to them and earning those additional industry certifications and how that leads to articulation, whether they go on in the workforce or perhaps on to post-secondary. All of that is beneficial to them in their future. And so really the pattern and the routine that we're instilling in them in our career education environment is something similar to what an employer would expect in the workplace. And so it should not be a big shock to our students once they do enter the workforce, either through cooperative education or once they graduate, to learn that they need to be on time, they need to work hard the whole time that they're there, and they need to continue learning because learning is a lifelong skill.
You know, Tim, when I was in school, we were just getting calculators were just coming out. We had to actually learn on a slide rule. For geometry, for trigonometry, for those things.
Been there.
Yeah, you've been there too. They don't use the slide rule anymore. For the most part, they barely use the calculator anymore.
Yes.
In carpentry, is there a parallel? Kids still swing a hammer, don't they? It's not just all automatic tools.
Oh, yes. We start the first-year students out with the hammers, and then we introduce the pneumatic or the impulse drivers and stuff like that. So it's something that we have to learn. And you have to learn a little bit about the physics or the dynamics of what you're doing and how it goes together. We just can't go out there with a pneumatic nailer and just start shooting nails.
Yeah.
Not understanding how things are actually applied together. So that's part of that learning process. And when they get through that, then we can introduce the new tools, the new gizmos that we use in the industry, to help us. How many
kids look at a handsaw and say, "What is that?"
Yeah,
I saw that on Hee Haw the other day. They were playing it. It actually has an application even in today's world.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's getting slimmer and slimmer with some of the new creation of tools, but it's still a handy thing to have in your toolbox, and especially to know how to use it and use it properly.
Yeah. Even the old steel tape is going away because of lasers and and it does make it much more convenient. It allows people to do their jobs faster, but you have to have the fundamentals.
That's correct,
and that's where you start. Kelly, what else is going on at ICTC?
Well, I heard Tim put a plug in for our career interview event, and that is an event where we would invite employers in our area who are looking to hire students with skills. We would be hosting that event in May. I believe it's the second Wednesday in May, and we're asking employers to contact us at the ICTC to be part of that so that they can do live interviews with our senior students. Our senior students who are electing to go to work right after high school will be participating in that event. They'll be prepared with a resume, and they're ready to talk the talk at that point. And so that's one event. NOCTI, of course, is the next big event, and Easter break is coming up as well. So, and just winding it down for the school year and all the activities that we do just to celebrate the year and to celebrate our seniors. And so we'll be coming up with our senior ceremony at the end of May as well.
Yeah. I mean, we're at March 20th, so it's
It's coming.
The school year's so fast.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Tomorrow actually ends our third marking period. So really, we have 9 weeks left.
Yeah.
9 weeks remaining in this school year, and then it will be summer break. Hard to believe that it's gone this quickly.
Really is. The Career Expo that is going to be put on at ICTC, not ICTC, at the KCAC. There's too many initials.
Lots of C's.
That is coming up. We're going to have Kevin Laser in with us in our next hour talking about it from the veteran standpoint. But they've redone it this year. So
April 4th.
In the morning is when school students will be able to come in, and they'll meet with employers on a number of different fronts. And there's certainly the technical trades such as carpentry, machining, all of those. Those will be part of it. And
Absolutely.
They'll be able to use that as a great educational opportunity.
Absolutely. I think you and I have said this at least 3 times this school year during our interviews. It's such an exciting time to be at the ICTC because in our community, I can feel the momentum building for career and technical education, for the acquisition of skills. People are getting the importance of that, and they realize that it can lead to life-sustaining jobs. And so this expo, held on April the 4th, is combining efforts of our Indiana County schools. So the Indiana County counselors, as well as Kevin Laser from CareerLink, have combined their efforts and resources, and we're trying to make better matches with more people. And so that morning time will include many more students than it's ever included for that event. And then in the afternoon, parents listening here this morning, feel free to take your older students, your juniors and your seniors, and take them over there to the KCAC. Get them acquainted with these employers who are looking for people. That's why they're there. They're there as a recruitment tool. And start conversations. Hear some of the workshops. Get knowledgeable about what's out there and what people are looking for. And you'll know it when it's the right fit.
Yeah, and in many cases, they'll take a student coming straight out of ICTC, especially those who, Tim, have their certifications, and they'll say, well, now we're going to get you into our program. We're going to teach you the specifics of what we want for our business. And a student can step right into a career right off the bat.
Absolutely, yeah. Our education is built a lot on the relationships that we have with our employers. We're just coming out of our spring occupational advisory committee meetings where employers do come in and guide our teachers. They check the equipment, they check the curriculum, and they talk about opportunities in the workforce. And that's how we keep ourselves going.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Terrific. Well, it's good to have you both here with us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for partnering with us and letting us share this news.
Yes.
It is our pleasure, and it'll be our pleasure to dig into this cake, too.
I know it will.
Look at that thing. That's amazing.
They really outdid themselves. I thought, this is really something. They're setting the bar this month. I wonder what next month will bring.
Oh, so do I. Trust me.